Hello. Hey guys, it's Anna Brooks here. Happy Easter. And this is the start of Easter. It's Good Friday here in Melbourne in Australia. All right. How you doing? Say hello if you're there. I'm going to tell you all about the Easter sale. I am so excited. So let me actually, can I put comments in? Oh my God, I can put comments into my own thing. That's so exciting. All right. I'm going to put in the link for the 7-day Intro to Fasting boot camp. So I'm putting it in now. And I'm putting it in right at the start because there are only 10 spots. Like there are only 10 spots to get this program. So if you want to get it now before it sells out. So I'm putting that link in now. All right, beautiful. We're good to go. Now, I'm going to tell you all about it. I promise I'm going to tell you all about the 7-day Intro to Fasting bootcamp. I'm going to get to it. But before that, I really, really, really wanted to talk to you about why fitness is a religion. And you might have seen my post from the gym this morning, right? And I've done a post about this, I think, before a little bit. Actually, let me switch over. I'm not sure if the connection's fantastic. Bear with me, guys. I'll be right with you. Yeah, this will be better. All right, cool. So the post was basically about why fitness is a religion for me and why it is for so many people, I think, and why I've done a post about this before where I really outlined exactly how the gym became my sanctuary and my safe place and my church in many ways over the years. I'll try and find that post and put it up again. It was really, really deep and really honest. For a lot of people related to it actually about finding peace and finding love and finding all that kind of stuff through the gym. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that, right? And I actually, this is like a full-on thing. I made notes and everything because I was sitting there and I'm like blow drying my hair after the gym and decided, oh yeah, I really want to talk about this, but I'm going to get just sidetracked as I always do on tangents and everything. So I'm like, no, I'm going to make a list because I love lists. It's what I do. I'm a list maker. Sorry, inside joke. So I made a list and it's awesome. And I'm going to talk to you and I'm going to almost like debate with you about why fitness is a religion and why it's awesome religion, by the way. Totally awesome religion. All right. First one, it's spiritual, right? So just like for most people who have whatever other religion that they follow, whether it's, Christianity or Catholicism or whatever, I don't even know them, so I'm not going to say it because I'll probably say it wrong. But whatever it is, it's very spiritual to you. It's very much your thing. It means something to you on a spiritual and on a soul level. Now, for those who don't believe that going to the gym can be a spiritual and a soul level thing, that's fine. I don't always believe that of other people's religions. You don't have to. That's why it's your religion. But for me personally, and I know for a lot of people, it's somewhere where we felt peace and love for the first time in a long time. For a lot of people, it was like a sanctuary from a very difficult point in their lives. And it was somewhere that they came to and discovered their self-worth again. They discovered their strength. They developed confidence in themselves that they can move through difficult times, which, look, I grew up, going to a primary school that was Catholic. So we had church every week and my parents were not really too full on into it, but we used to go to church on like the big occasions and things like that. So I'm well aware of, how it sort of plays out in terms of how it makes you feel and how a lot of people identify to it. And a big part of it is that it feels something within your soul that matches you, that matches your vibrational level, right? And so for me, that energy, that intensity that everyone has there, that, the people that I'm sort of called to and that I work with and that are my friends and that I train with and that kind of stuff, it's such a beautiful vibration that happens between us, that is just, it's about pushing yourself. It's about pushing past your boundaries. It's about more than yourself. It's about connecting to something even higher than you, because there's no way in hell some of the stuff that I've done and some of the stuff that I see people do is just normal. It's not something that you can just justify as, oh yeah, that's, everybody can do that. No, everybody can't do that. Some people have to work really hard at it. And sometimes it takes a hell of a lot of faith, right? So even just last week, I was training a client. I think I spoke about this on a previous stream, but I'll quickly mention it now anyway. And we were doing an exercise that she'd been struggling with for a very long time. And there was no real reason physically why she shouldn't be able to do it. The strength was there, everything like that. It was purely a question of faith. It was purely a question of deciding that she's going to do it and committing herself to it and just following through, right? It was that fear of, what if I fall? What if I can't get it? What if? And it wasn't until she just switched it on in her head, just had absolute faith, absolute, yes, no doubt this has got to happen, that straight away she did it. This exercise that she'd been trying for for weeks and weeks, and building up the strength and everything like that. But it was that faith, that absolute just knowing that, yes, I've got this. That was what got her over the line, right? And so that's exactly a very similar thing to when you go to church. You have to believe whatever it is they're saying. You have to have faith in it, even if you can't see it, even if you can't understand how it all works. That faith is the part that is where you believe something that you cannot see, right? And you walk by faith, not by sight, right? So that's one thing. I'm looking at my list. My second thing, you find your people, right? So a big part of why people love religion is because you get to feel a connection. Ooh, should have brought some water with me. Oh, you feel a connection with others, right? So you go to church or whatever and you find people that have the same belief as you, have the same sort of values and things like that as you, and you connect and you find your people. And then when it comes to the gym, it's exactly the same. You go there and you find people similar to you. You grow, you talk to people, you discover that these people that you thought you had nothing in common with, you actually have so much in common with. And that's how you make friends, you make acquaintances, you make teammates, whatever it is, right? You find your people in this place. Very similar to if you would go to church or your place of prayer, right? Consistency is the difference. Now, this is something that I think is so similar between fitness or, gym life or whatever as a religion and any other kind of religion. Consistency makes a difference. The people who, like when I was growing up, would go at, we'd go to church maybe at Easter, at Christmas, and then maybe once throughout the year when we started to feel guilty, basically. Or my parents felt guilty. I never felt guilty because I didn't identify with it. But the difference between that and then the people who make it a habit, for example, go every Sunday or go every whatever day, and then during the week or something like that, and have their, rituals in terms of, prayer at night or whatever it is, the way that they connect with their religion. The ones that have the consistency there are the ones that tend to see the results in terms of what they want out of it, right? My relationship in religion was never like that. It was very much, like I said, I would get dragged along when it was Easter or Christmas and we would go. And then the rest of it was when shit hit the fan and things were getting really hard in my life, I would just be like using it as a bargaining chip. And I know a lot of people have done this. So, and I'm just being honest, that's, when you're a kid, you do kind of see a lot of, I guess, God and a lot of religion, whatever you believe, you see it as like a bargaining chip, as like someone standing over the head telling you, I'm bigger than you, I'm better than you, I'm the all powerful or whatever it is. And therefore, you think you can bargain with them. You think you can go, well, if I do this and I don't do this and I'm really good at this, then can you fix this for me, right? And so that was my kind of relationship, I guess, with that religion at the time. And surprise, surprise, it got nowhere. Like sometimes the stuff happened, but I think that was just because of my belief that I absolutely made it happen. It wasn't because the all-powerful was actually taking my bribes, because they wouldn't do that. Doesn't work that way. But it's that similarity that, you've put in the consistency, you put in those daily rituals, those habits, your rituals that you do, and you get the results in terms of your religion, whatever it is. Same thing with fitness. If you're the kind of person that goes at Easter and at Christmas, and then the rest of the time, like, has a wedding coming up in a month and goes, well, if I go every single day for the next month, will you make sure that I'm skinny for the wedding? It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way, right? So it's the same kind of thing. Consistency is where the results are. Whatever your religion, whatever your fitness, right? Last point that I wanted to make, and this one's a really cool one, is that you do it regardless of how much you don't feel like it, how much you're not motivated at the moment, right? So people who are consistent in going to church, in their rituals or whatever, doesn't matter if they're tired at night, they will still sit down or even lie down in bed and they will do their prayers or whatever their ritual is. They don't care if Sunday morning they wake up and they're really, really tired and they'd rather just stay in bed because it's cold and it's raining and it's crappy. They still get up and go to church because that is their ritual, that is their habit. They just follow through with it regardless if they feel like it or not, because they get something more out of it long term from getting that consistency going, right? And so it's exactly the same with fitness. You get the results based on, you just do it regardless how you feel. So you wake up some mornings and you don't feel like it, but you get up and you go do it anyway because you know that long term the results that you want come from that, right? And exactly the same, and exactly the same in terms of, you know, if it's crappy weather or whatever it is, or you have other stuff on, you can find results or you can find excuses. And when you're consistent to something, when you're committed to something, like it's a religion for you, like it's something ingrained in you that's spiritual and that means something to you, you're going to do it regardless. You're going to do it regardless of all the excuses. You're going to get it for the results. And I don't just mean like physical results. I mean in terms of what you feel and what kind of person you are because of what you commit yourself to, right? So that's about it. That's what I wanted to touch on this morning because I thought that was really cool, because I came to the gym and I saw all these people who I know are just always committed, always turn up, always do their workouts, and I was there. I was with my people, right? And it felt so amazing to me. And, you know, much the same as I know a lot of people find with their religion, that when they've gone to church or when they've done whatever, it's like this release. You feel this euphoria, you feel this love and this appreciation, this peace that you get from it. And it's exactly the same for me with a workout. If I push myself, even when I don't feel like it, even if I don't always want to do it straight away or whatever it is, because I've pushed past that point, I get the reward, right? I get the euphoria. I get the feeling of just being on a buzz and feeling really quite connected to everything. So that is what I want to talk about there. All right. So the really exciting thing I've got going at the moment is the Easter sale that you might have seen. Deal with the Damage Easter sale. So this is on one of my favorite programs, the Intro to Fasting 7-Day Boot Camp, right? So I did this last year as like a live kind of program. So you will actually get the videos, all 7 days worth of videos to watch as many times as you want. You can overdo it over and over and over. But the reason it functions as a boot camp is because in the past, what I found is when people sort of get a little bit curious about fasting and intermittent fasting, they tend to talk themselves out of it because it sounds difficult, right? So they think, oh, I'm going to get hungry, or how can I do it if I'm exercising? I regularly exercise, and all this kind of stuff props up, and they kind of think, oh no, and they get scared about, oh, am I going to lose muscle? Am I going to do this and all this kind of stuff? And I find that the easiest way to get into it. So I've been doing it for about 3 years now, I think. Yeah, about 3 years. And quite consistently. So I'm fasting still at the moment. It's now after midday, I think. And I haven't eaten yet this morning, right? I've done my workout. As you can see, I'm still full of energy. Like I'm still buzzing. And I will be probably for quite a couple more hours. I think I might fast longer today. And then I won't stop buzzing. I'll let you know that, but I will eat. I will. The difference is you have to commit to it, right? You have to commit to give it a proper go, because a lot of people get themselves kind of too wrapped up in, oh, I'm going to be hungry, I'm going to be this, I'm going to be that, and they don't really commit, and therefore they don't follow through. This is why the 7-day boot camp is different, because you start right from the beginning. You have me there supporting you. You have me there basically telling you, yep, this is how you're going to do it. This is the different styles. So there's heaps of different options. There's ways to fit it into your lifestyle. It makes your lifestyle so much easier. So over the 7 days, if you jump on to the link, which I've popped in there, actually, I don't know how to make that. That's right. So if you jump onto the link, you'll actually see the 7-day breakdown of what we cover, the topics that we cover for the actual, the boot camp, right? But we do cover everything from basically, first of all, is what to do. So I talk you through exactly how it works, why this is actually really beneficial in terms of if you want to stay lean, if you want to have heaps of energy, if you want to have a really easy lifestyle where you don't have to be thinking about food 24/7, that's really easy. Heaps and heaps of benefits as well in terms of your immunity and your everything. Like there's so much stuff. So I cover all of that. We talk about exercise and how it works with someone who is very physically active. We talk about lifestyle, how to actually make it fit into your lifestyle and make it easier for you. There's other stuff there I can't remember off the top of my head now, but yeah, you get the 7-day breakdown. If you jump onto the link, you'll get that straight away so you can have a read. But yeah, you will get the 7 days worth of videos where I'll talk you through it every day as well, because I know you're doing it. There's some motivation. There's some me basically just kicking your ass a bit and just telling you that what you're feeling is normal, that it's not meant to feel completely natural at the beginning, much like any diet that you start doesn't feel straight away just easy all the time. But the difference here is that this is actually sustainable because it's based on what you want to do. There's so many different styles. There's so many different ways of doing it. That you find the way that works for you. And so after the 7 days, you can redo it if you want. You will have access to it for life. You will have access to all the information, plus you get a PDF with it as well, where I give you different information as well that you can keep reading on, get even more basically knowledge about it all. But the point is to get you started, right? So this is why I've made it part of the Deal with the Damage Easter sale, because at the end of the day, once Easter's done, once all the chocolate's done, and you're probably thinking, okay, getting back on the bandwagon, so to speak, regardless, or if you're just being balanced and normal as it is, that's fine as well. This, however, is a fantastic time to try something like this because it will actually help your body to absorb food better. It'll help you to metabolize food better. There's just so many benefits to it. And if you've ever considered it, but have been scared of basically trying it for yourself because you don't really know what you're doing and you're sure that you're going to do it wrong and you're sure that you're going to be just tired and lethargic and hungry and whatever it is, this is why this boot camp has been created, because I got so sick of everyone going, oh my God, you look amazing. What do you do? I tell them and they're like, oh yeah, I don't want to do that. That sounds like I'll be hungry all the time. That sounds like this and this and this. Even though they're looking at me at the moment while I'm clearly not hungry, not lacking energy, not losing any muscle gains, but it's that fear, right? So this boot camp takes care of that because it just throws you into the deep end. You commit yourself, you follow through with it, and at the end of it, you can decide whether it works for you or not. But I dare say I think for about 90% of the people that have tried this in some way, shape or form, they found that it does work for them long term. Right? Because it is just, and we go through all of this in the videos, it's such a easy thing to implement. It's not cutting out any foods. It's not telling you what food you can or can't eat or anything like that. It's working with your body and the way that it will work best, basically. So you really, really, really need to get onto this before it sells out. So it's going to be over this weekend only, or over Easter weekend. So it'll end Monday night, or until the first 10 are sold. So I don't know, I haven't checked yet. It only went live this morning. I haven't checked yet how many have been sold, but as soon as 10 are sold, that's it. So you want to get on there quick, and then that way you've got it all ready to go. Whether you want to start it now, whether you want to start it after Easter, you know that you have something to deal with the damage and to actually set yourself up for the rest of the year and further on to have a fantastic new tactic and technique that may or may not work for you fantastically, or that may actually change your entire life. Like when I started fasting, I didn't think that I was going to keep doing it forever and ever. 3 years later though, I haven't stopped because it is that good. It works that well. And still to this day, everybody keeps asking me why I'm so energetic and why I'm always so buzzing in the morning when I'm fasting. And I guess that's the easiest proof I have that it works, that it really, really works. And if you give it a go, like this 7-day boot camp is all about, if you actually commit yourself to just follow through, commit to those days and do it, you're going to get those results. You're going to feel that difference. And it's incredible. When you feel that difference, it's like a whole new thing has just opened up to you. It's amazing. So All right, as you can see, I'm very excited about it. So this is on right now. Make sure you jump on, use the link there to jump on and grab your spot. Limited to only 10 spots this weekend. If you have any questions, please feel free to private message me or even just jump on here. I'll check back later. And that's about it. I will see you when I see you next. All right, bye guys.